Hi, my name's Alice, and I'm going to be doing analysis on Mitski's song Wife from her album Lush. In my last video, I did Liquid Smooth, so I'm going to move on to the next song in that album, which is Wife. So that's the song I'm going to be covering today. Wife is a song about feeling trapped in a relationship, and it also takes into account the relationship between a wife and a husband, how they interact with each other, things like that, and also the demands that come with being in that type of relationship, that type of commitment. The song also talks about Mitski's desire to follow her dreams and how that turns out for her. So the first lyric is, "Your home, your home, your home to me." So normally repetition has a lot of meaning in media, especially in music. So the fact that your home is something that she repeats really means that it's like an important factor of this song. This is her talking, but it's her husband that's coming home. She is talking about how he's home, and then realizes that he's home for me. It could be like a reassurance, like, you're home for me, it's for me because you love me. Or it could just be talking about the fact that he got home from work. Well, she may have to stay home, because the fact that they're not both at work, like they're not both coming home, makes it sound like maybe she's a stay-at-home mom or something. In a way, it's pretty loving, the fact that she thinks of it. Not only she thinks of it, but it also is probably true, the fact that he's coming home to her. It's not he's coming home to his dog, or he's coming home so he can relax or sit on the bed. He's coming home for her because he loves her. The next line is, "So leave me a map." Again, with the repetition, really means that this is an important part of her day. So maybe she is stuck at home and just thinking about the fact that he's coming home to her, and that is what she uses to reassure herself. But this next line is probably in the morning when he has to leave for work. The fact that she repeats it so much probably means that she's upset about it. She doesn't want him to leave. I mean, who would? If you're married to someone, you wouldn't really want them to leave. But the fact that he leaves a map could actually mean that he's leaving home, that he's leaving a piece of paper explaining where he is. He's just leaving these notes with no emotion to them, just, "I'm leaving for work, bye." Them no like passion or love or anything, just a map, just something with an explanation, nothing like actually romantic. It's just a map. No map has any romance to it. Usually it's just a way to track something. And in this case, it's her tracking his location through a simple letter. The next line is, "I cannot bear you, son, but I will try. For if I'm not yours, what am I? I daydream I'd give you one, a name of my own. For even I, am on alone." These next few lines, again, kind of sound like they're from early 1900s, very stereotypical times, where men and women had their own place. They weren't allowed to go above and beyond and try different things. These lines make it sound like she's just there to reproduce. She's not there for anything else, because she's there to give him a son. Because what is she if she can't do that? Back in the 1900s, the only purpose of a wife and husband was the husband works and then the wife reproduces. But then the part where she says, "I will try," shows that she's still willing to care about him and give him what he wants. She's willing to go through one of the most painful experiences of her life for the sake of his joy and his happiness, because she loves him. She really does love him. And even if he doesn't love her back, she still is willing to give everything she has for her relationship. The fact that she says daydream instead of dream, which is usually what you use to describe what you want, and she's thinking about this all the time. And the thing that she's thinking about so much is giving her child a name that she wants for the baby. She wants this baby to have a name that she approves of, whether it's a son or daughter. She wants herself to be the one picking, not just her husband making all the decisions. So the fact that she is wanting to make her own decision, again, relates to the fact that she's not making the decisions in this relationship. It's her husband who's making every single decision and is basically dictating how the relationship goes and what house they pick out, what furniture they have, what name their baby is. Even if they both are contributing to this creation, this being of life, they have to settle for a name that the husband chooses, not the wife. Why did I low-key spit bars? And then the most upsetting part about this line is how she says that she's on loan. She's being borrowed in this relationship. She probably doesn't even know how long she's gonna last, because a lot of the times in these relationships in the 1900s, there would be divorces and men would cheat a lot. A lot of times these women, they feel borrowed, they feel used, they feel like they're only being used for birth, which probably feels disrespected in this relationship because she doesn't have a say in most of the decisions that they make, and she probably feels like unacknowledged, almost like she isn't even there. She's just there for reproduction. She isn't there for the actual love and passion that comes with most relationships. The actual feelings that you get when you're with someone you love, they don't really show up anymore at this point, because this isn't a love relationship. This is a work relationship. It doesn't feel like love. It feels like a job. The next lyric is, I watch a dream breaking me. So again, with the repetition. So I really like how it starts with I have, which goes back to the part where she mentions having a dream to name her kid. And then she realizes that she doesn't have this dream anymore. She's watching her dream. It's almost like dissociation. She's not like herself. She's watching herself from afar. She's watching her dream break right in front of her as she starts to realize more and more that she isn't gonna achieve her dream. It's not something that she can do in this relationship. It's not something that she's able to achieve. And she's starting to lose hope in the fact that she could ever name her kid something that she approves of, that she likes, that she picks out. Because I think that a name for your kid is such a meaningful thing. Almost every single name that humans give each other has meaning. So the fact that she isn't able to give meaning to her kid is just heartbreaking. And I think that it really is shown with all this repetition and all of this talk about dreaming, and these dreams are breaking and falling apart because they can't happen anymore. But that's all that she wants. That's what she's dreaming about day on and night. That's what she thinks about all the time. And I love how it transitions from the dream breaking to breaking me. Instead of the dream breaking and falling apart, and instead it's her falling apart because she can't have her dream. She's losing all the hope that she has for this dream, and it's just so upsetting to see someone break. But her husband doesn't even see because he's at work. He doesn't even see. He doesn't even acknowledge her. And so it's not that she doesn't even have comfort anymore. It's just she's just in this house watching herself fall and break apart because she doesn't have a dream anymore. What is the point of living if you can't have something you want? This thing that you desire, that you are practically begging for. You're begging the universe, give me this name. I want to name my kid, but it can't happen. And I think that is what's truly breaking her inside, the fact that she can't have that anymore. And it's just making her fall apart. The realization that she can't have this dream anymore because it's so unrealistic is breaking a part of her heart, and she can't deal with that. It's something that's such a hard thing to deal with. How are you supposed to deal with part of your heart breaking, part of yourself breaking? Oh my god, my mouth is dry now. Yo, can I drink lotion? I want a bite of deodorant. The next line is, I daydream I'd give him a name of my own, for even mine is unknown. Again, with the realization that she isn't able to achieve her dream, she feels as though now she's like reflecting on herself and reflecting on her own name and her own being. She's realizing that she doesn't even know herself. She doesn't even know her name. I'm sure it has meaning, but it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel like it has any representation of herself. It feels like it doesn't exist. And how are you supposed to name a baby that will represent them for the rest of their lives if you don't even know your own name? That's the question she's asking herself. How are you supposed to do that? She can't do it. That's another part of how she's falling apart, because she can't even name her baby. She doesn't even know what she would name her baby if she had the option, but she doesn't even have the option. She doesn't even have the option to do that. So I really feel as though this is how she feels in her despair of her dreams falling apart. So the last line is, So let me go towards the morning star with hope it won't disappear. The let is probably referring to her talking to her husband being like, please let me do this. And the morning star is probably referring to her dreams, because that's what she's been talking about this entire time. And stars are usually representing that, and like a shooting star, for example. She's wishing for her dream, but she needs her husband to let her do this because of the type of relationship that a husband and wife have. And the last part with her hoping that this star won't disappear, she doesn't want it to burn out. She doesn't want her dream to fall apart like she is. She doesn't want it to break like she has been. She's been falling apart, and she can't let that happen to her dream, or else it's not going to be even close to achievable. It's going to be non-existent. This song is actually so good. Like, I didn't realize how much I love this song until I listened to the lyrics. I have like 3 minutes, so I'm gonna remember about 2 things. So 1, look at all my posters. They're not posters, they're records. So that one's Betty Boop. That's an actual poster. It's like metal. That one is the Smiths' Meat is Murder. That one is Tyler the Creator Goblin. I love that album. I love the album so much. I actually may do something on that later because I love it so much. Okay. Then this one I got from Puberty 2. I got from the Puberty 2. Bury Me at Makeout Creek. And then her newest album, The Land is Inhospitable, and So Are We. Okay, I really need to go now because I have soccer practice I have to leave in 4 minutes. Okay, have a good day. Bye.